Hey everyone, welcome to this week's Monday Breakthrough. Have you ever wondered how to pair fonts without actually losing your mind? Well, I don't know if it means anything, but you are definitely not alone. I myself have been in this situation for so many times, and I know all too well that font pairing can feel overwhelming and the wrong combination can really derail a design. But the good thing is that the right one can elevate it to something truly remarkable. I am super excited to talk about the subject today because it's something I've been asked so many times, and I have even created a free font pairing guide for you guys. So I will be sharing insights from that guide, and in just a few minutes, I'm going to try to give you some simple, actionable tips to nail your font pairings so your typography does exactly what it's supposed to: enhance your design, not complicate it. For me, font pairing is all about actually finding balance and intention. And after more than 15 years of experience in branding and type design, here are some of my key principles to keep in mind when pairing fonts. The first one, and probably the most important one, is that the contrast is the key. This is one of the easiest ways to create visual interest by combining fonts with contrasting styles. You can pair a bold, modern sans serif with an elegant serif font, and that can add sophistication while ensuring that your design stands out. A great example from my portfolio is the Silver Garden typeface that combines a vintage serif with a chic script font all in one pack, and it's one of my best-selling fonts, so that's a small proof that the contrast definitely works. The second principle I use is to find some common ground. While contrast is essential, finding shared traits between fonts can always create a better harmony. You should look for similarities in stroke weight, letter height, or just the overall feeling of the font. You can pair a clean sans serif with a hand-drawn font, and that was always good pairing advice. But if you can find two fonts that share similar traits, the pairing will look even better. On the other hand, font pairing matters the most in print or website design. In a website where you have more text, more info, the fonts you choose should guide the viewer's eye through your design. For example, you can use bold or decorative fonts for headlines and definitely simpler, highly legible fonts for body text. This ensures your message is clear and visually engaging. And the last principle I use is break the rules, but do it with purpose. Sometimes the best designs come from breaking traditional pairing rules. For example, a high contrast pairing like a minimalist sans serif with a bubbly, playful display font can inject energy and personality into your work. Example from my portfolio is a typeface More Cocktails Please, obviously a summer font, but it's a perfect example of combining two fonts that usually don't really work together, but when you do it in a right way, minimalist bold sans serif can actually work with a bubbly playful font. Having these principles in mind will definitely help you a lot, but in the end, font pairing is all about balance. Whether you are creating contrast, finding harmony, or establishing hierarchy, the goal is to make your typography work for your design, not against it. And no matter what anyone says, there's really no perfect pairing. The best combinations always come from experimenting, trusting your instincts, and knowing what feels right for your project. Because your project and your client are different than mine, and what worked for others might not work for you. And in the end, you have to try different things and you have to trust your gut. And that's it in the end. Thanks for tuning in, guys, to this week's Monday Breakthrough. I hope this gives you a boost of confidence for your next project. I would definitely love to hear about your favorite font pairings or even the ones you've struggled with. Drop me a message on Instagram or leave a comment on the podcast and I will be sure to reply. You can also get my font pairing guide for free by simply subscribing to my newsletter. I will make sure to post the link in the podcast description. And until next time, keep creating, keep experimenting, and just remember that typography isn't just about letters, it's about telling a story. See you next week, everyone.